and that's just what's going on. So let's keep the skate. That's just it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to it. Oh man, how this game has. I can't even say it's like tested me or anything like that. Like it hasn't really been hard, but man, has it been a grindy game. You know, like to say that this is a grindy game would be an understatement. And the only reason I say that is because of the freaking. Ooh, I'm struggling here. I actually might die here. It's just because of the freaking achievement where we're supposed to collect 2,000 collectibles. That's ridiculous. It's excessive. It's unnecessary. And I'm glad that they eventually, by they I mean like video games in general, eventually get a lot, you know, more understanding about how unreasonable some of those things are, and you know, as far as achievements and stuff. Because man, like I swear to you, I struggled so much with this game. This is my favorite thing to do. Listen to stream while doing homework. Aw, nice. We're about to 100% this game. So, what's up, B? How you doing, Ada? As I was saying, I was just talking about how we're finally about to 100% this game, and I'm so flooping happy. I feel like this game didn't need to be as grindy as it was. The fact that I had to stay and just look for collectibles for over 6 hours is kind of absurd to me. But it's what this game made me do. And I think that, honestly, if it wasn't for that, and it wasn't for the game itself just kind of being kind of old and honestly having some glitches and in some cases a little bit freaking game breaking. Like I know some people were with me when I was trying to save some citizens. Like, you know, that was ridiculous, dude. Like that could have been something that would have stopped me from 100%ing this game like easily. Just like not being able to get those citizens. Freaking ridiculous. But what else? I know there were certain story missions that I tried doing where I literally had to reload my save. Like that was crazy, you know. Eventually we got it all to work, you know, with enough, you know, I just had to reload my game a couple times, so there wasn't luckily an achievement that I actually couldn't get. I was able to get all of them, but holy freaking poop, were some of these bugs in the game just annoying as all heck. Oh, Ada asked, why are you fighting Venom as bad Spider-Man? What do you mean? Because we're about to beat the game and get the freaking last achievement. This was the last thing that I had to do. I just had to beat the game as evil Spidey, and that's it. Everything up until now has been exactly the same. But anyways, as I was saying, luckily the game was not broken. All the achievements popped when they were supposed to. And ultimately here we are. You know, I was able to get to this point just fine. The thing that really killed it for me. Yeah, but shouldn't he be your friend? I wish. No, because he's still trying to freaking destroy the world. I guess we'll see. We'll find out. But up until now, the game has pretty much played the same. The only thing that's changed is I'm with Black Widow now instead of MJ. But I guess who knows.
Nice trick. It's not staying down. Maybe we can get some.
But yeah, as I was saying, really the collectibles. Black Cat. Wow, I can't believe I said what I said. Other than the collectibles and the glitchiness of this game, I don't think it was a bad game to 100% at all. The fact that I was able to do it in 3 days, because it is 7:49, my day is not completely over, but it's basically over, and I just messed that up. God dang it. Black Widow is Black Widow is also in this game.
Maybe we can get some help from the inside.
I wouldn't recommend 100%ing this game. It's not necessary. It's not worth it. Honestly, the collectibles thing just kills it. Honestly, it's not worth it. But if y'all have this crazy itch like me to just 100% games, I guess go for it. all things considered, as long as you don't have any crazy glitches that stop you from unlocking trophies, you'll probably be fine. It's a pretty sure 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I was able to do it in 3 days. 3 days is not bad for completing a game 100%, like all the way through. Honestly, especially when we've seen worse with some other games. So I'm happy. I'm happy that this is fun. Especially at the beginning when everything was all brand new. You know, I really like the oomph that this game had. I like how it's not afraid. It wasn't afraid to get nitty gritty. I like that it wasn't afraid to get dark. That's it. We just did the last playable thing. We're about to get this achievement and be done with this game. I like that. I like that this game wasn't afraid to show us some dark Spidey moments. While some of the dark Spidey moments were a little bit more tame than I would have liked, I got to see some sides of Spidey that were very dark, and I sincerely enjoyed that. Lastly, other than the bugs, great gameplay. Like, I liked it. You know, red Spidey's a lot faster and you do like a lot more combos and stuff, giving you a lot more hits. While when you're playing as Black Spidey, you have a lot more area of effect type stuff, and I loved that. You know, that made it a lot of fun. What up, pups? But let's see. Yeah, I think it's a freaking great game, honestly. And I could see how when it first came out, this was like the best Spider-Man game ever. That does not surprise me anymore. Like, I understand it now, you know? Obviously, now that we have newer, better games that don't glitch, I'm excited to be getting to those. But I think this was a good way to start. This was a good way to start. Overall, really good Spider-Man game. Though not mind 100%ing it. I'm glad that it's going to be on my trophy list for the rest of eternity. Or, sorry, my achievements list for the rest of eternity as a 100%. Very happy for that. As well as this is my first game that I have ever
MJ, she thinks 100% she can just walk away. She never understood what it means to have power.
On my Xbox.
Neither did I. But now I understand what power really is. You'll be mine again, Mary Jane. No one will ever say no to me again.
Ooh, little evil Spidey scene right there. Okay. Come on. Right here. This is it. Oh, not yet. One last little scene. What is this?
The Tinkerer says he's ready.
This is not something we saw with the last ending.
Here he comes.
Who's
Are
this?
you
What's
in
it?
full control?
I'm dandy.
Is that Venom?
Bring me Spider-Man, dead or alive.
Venom's still alive? What?
I'm going with dead.
That's dope. Wait, am I about to play some more? No, that's it. That is it. That is freaking it. We did it. We freaking did it. 100%. 100%. Let's go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that 1000 G. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm just gonna exit. I'm just gonna quit. I don't even care at this point. I don't even care. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Achievements. For the first time, I got 1000 out of 1000. One game completed. 45 achievements out of 45 achievements. Oh, this is it. This was it. Wow. Amazing. What did I miss when I was asleep? You missed a lot, Ada, but you was sleeping. We pretty much just played up until the freaking end. And now we got it. And now, yeah, this is it. So this is something I did with when I finished my Fable walkthrough or Fable playthrough, and it's something I'm gonna try and do again. Just because this is gonna help me probably later down the line when I'm doing my 100% how hard is it to complete this game 100% video and upload to YouTube. I'm going to go over each trophy, and if there's any that really like stand out to me that I feel like are really hard to get, I'll talk about them a little bit. If not, I'll just kind of glance over it. So that one's easy. Story related, super easy to do. Super easy. Story. This one, I don't exactly know how I got it. It sounds a little confusing. Performed all 3 types of attacks, ground, air, wall, on a single enemy 10 times. I'm guessing the best time to do this. Oh wait, no, actually that's not hard at all. So really just finding one enemy, doing a ground and air and a wall hit 10 different times. Honestly, this is one of the ones that I was going for purposefully, but I do think that this is one of them that you could struggle with. Get to the end of the game and be like, oh man, I never did that. So I would try and go for this one. Try to make it a thing near the beginning of the game. Just go for it, and you'll, eventually through 1 or 2 playthroughs, you'll end up getting it. But I would keep an eye out for this one. I got it luckily, but just to be safe, I'm going to advise you all to just try to be actively going for it, because there's another one that I know that I'm going to ask you all to keep an eye out for. So this is story related. This one, 5 enemies web swing kicked in a single pass. In the first act, there's a portion where it's literally they line up a bunch of these little dudes for you, where there's up to like 10 of them in a little ball. It's near the beginning of the game, and it's a mission that Luke Cage has you do. This should happen pretty easily. Now, keep in mind, this is not during the tutorial, because at some point during the tutorial, it shows you how to swing kick, and it has you do that to like three or so enemies. There is later down the line, I believe it's a main mission. It is a main mission after you learn how to do the swing kick, that you will have the opportunity to easily get this achievement. But other than that, that's like the best place where I found to do this. I got it unintentionally. I didn't even know this was an achievement that existed. But I would definitely try and go for it. I might play Fable along with you. Fable's amazing. I freaking love that game. One enemy paired with counterattack. You're going to be counterattacking a lot, so that's easy. Not easy, but it's collectible. It's fine. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah, these aren't too hard. No, I don't have to explain those. No, I don't have to explain that. Oh, we won't explain that yet. 20 web strike bounces in succession. So this is essentially bouncing off of the same enemy 20 times without hitting anything else. So I remember I got this with the boss, the vulture boss specifically, unintentionally completely. I kept bouncing off him, but instead of hitting him, I kept messing up, and it still worked. It still registered it. And from the looks of it, it looks like it also just could be 20 different enemies, but I ended up getting this with the boss. And you'll probably end up getting it with the boss as well, because now that I think about it, you're in the air constantly, and you can only be doing web strikes. So this one isn't too hard, but I would also just keep that in mind. Maybe try to do it when you're going against Vulture. I think I got it when he was in Venom form, so just something to note. The endings. So I'll just take the time right now to talk about the endings real quick. There's 4 different achievements that are specifically correlated with the endings. You have to do at least 2 playthroughs for this game. The first one has to be an all good ending where you play through the entire game doing all choosing only the correct, what am I trying to say here? You play through the entire game doing only good Spidey choices, where you only do the hero choices, where you fight against Black Cat, and she's once you killed her in Venom form, that's when you can that's when you have to pick the opposite of whatever current path you're going for. So let's say you have an all hero playthrough. Make sure you choose the evil option just for that specific mission with Black Cat, and then end with a good ending as well. Just make sure that choice is evil, and then from there on out, have all the rest of the choices, which I think is only 1 or 2 more, have those be good, and that's how you get the achievement. And then same thing with the other one. So you're gonna have to do a complete playthrough where all you do is choose, the anti-hero choices throughout the entire game. That'll unlock you an achievement for getting the bad ending, and then do the same thing But when you get to the black cat portion of the game, or the black cat decision, choose the good option and then finish off the game with a bad option. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, there's 4 different ones, and essentially you don't have to play the game 4 times. There's a specific part where you want to save. When you get to the mission where you're escorting convoys, there's these big blue domes. It's near the end of the game. You have to, let me see. Once you get to that portion, you'll see like you're escorting this bus. It's the only time you escort a bus. So once you get to that point where you're escorting a bus, simply let yourself die in case if you didn't save before that, and make sure you hit quit mission and save. Create like 2 alternate saves just to be safe. And then continue to beat the game. And then once you beat the game and you get one of the achievements, reload up to that part. There is no later part that you can save to, because once you start that bus mission and complete it, you jump straight into the Black Widow mission, or I keep saying Black Widow, the Black Cat mission, and you can't, go back. So that's where I would recommend doing your save file. You have to do that twice, okay? You have to go back and do that twice with each playthrough. And that's how you end up with 4 total achievements for beating the game. And that's also how you get the 4 different endings. So yeah, other than that, upgrading Spider-Man, let's see what else. This one, make sure that you're paying attention to this one as you play the game. 250 hit combo, neighborly executed. This essentially is, just as you're fighting or whatever, you can rack up a little counter. You need to get to at least 250. The best way to do this is either near the beginning of the game when you have the maxed out Spidey and like the prelude. You can try doing it there with the red suit and just use like the fury punches. If you're able to time those appropriately, you'll be fine. If not, as you play the game, just constantly be trying to go for it. I didn't get it without trying, although I feel like some people might. What I would do though is constantly as you're playing throughout the entire game, try to go for it. Just keep it on your mind. Just keep trying to shoot for that 250 hit combo. If you ever get to the point where you're like at 180 or at 200, just take a second, pause, and think, okay, what do I have to do to keep this streak going? Because once you get to that point, it's really easy and you're really close. And the super quick punches move you unlock relatively fast. I think every time you do that, it's like 30 hits or something like that. So this one's doable, but this is one of the ones that like keep an eye out on it, because if you don't, you're going to get to the end of the game and you're not going to have this achievement, and you don't want to sit there grinding for it. It's doable. Just make sure you're going for it as you're playing the entire game. 100 enemies parried. This is you're trying to counter them. You're trying to counter enemies as you're playing through the game. Not a hard achievement at all. But again, just avoid the grind at the end. My Rocket League team sucks. Lol, nice Ada. So let's see. Lastly, I have 2 last things to talk about. So the 60 bonus goal is completed. Please, 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 my people, make sure that when you're going for this, get to the mission with, now I'm going to say it right this time, Black Widow. She will give you a mission where you get flashbangs from her. Keep doing missions for her until she gives you that mission. And the flashbang mission is going to make it so easy for you, because all you have to do is you pick up an item, kind of like where you pick up the airstrikes, but you'll be able to pick up flashbangs. And you have to just detonate the flashbangs on enemies with symbiote. And every single time one of those enemies explode, it counts towards the flashbang. But it should also count towards a civilian saved. At least at first that was working for me. And then afterwards I felt like it wasn't really counting them up. But just make sure you do that. That'll make it super, super easy. Other than that, do not miss out on any of the optional bonus quests. Make sure every single time you get to a quest that says, hey, if you accept this quest, you're not going to be able to go back and complete the optional quests. Make sure that you don't do that until you've completed all of the bonus objectives, because I've heard that some people have had issues with this achievement popping right at 60. They've had to do like 64, 65. So just to be safe, because this is the thing. This game does have New Game Plus, but these optional missions do not carry over. So you do not want to get to the point where you're at the end of the game and it's too late and your game glitches, or you're just missing like 1 or 2 and you have to start an entire new playthrough. This is the most time-consuming thing. That's not true. This is one of the most time-consuming achievements. So just make sure you're on top of that. And lastly, to talk about the freaking the bane of my existence, which is this one, Spider-Man Maxed Out. This is the achievement that you get for getting all of the collectibles in the game. So something to note so you don't get scared, there is an achievement before this for collecting half of all of the collectibles in the game. Now, even though you need 2,000 to max out Spidey, you need 1,080 to get half of the collectibles in all the game. Because there's actually more than 2,000, but to max out Spidey and to get this achievement, you need 2,000. This is going to take up all of your time. Again, for me, it literally took me over 6 hours of just collecting stuff. And that wasn't even from zero. I was already at like, I want to say 700 collectibles. So getting about 1,300 of them took me 6 hours. I started the grind at around 1 a.m.-ish, 2 a.m.-ish, and I was like, okay, I'll be done by like 4-ish, maybe 5-ish. I thought it would take me 2 to 3 hours. It took me 6 hours. It was ridiculous. I didn't end up going to bed till like 8 a.m. It was insane. So just be ready for that. Be ready for that grind, because honestly, I don't know if it's going to be, if this game is worth completing for the sake of, like, I don't know. I feel like for most average people, if you're a completionist like me, go for it. Go for it. It's not that hard of a game to complete as long as it doesn't glitch out on you and you're careful with completing all the optional things. As long as you'll do that, if you're already completionist, I'm sure you're used to getting collectibles by now and doing the grindy stuff. So not that bad for completionist. If you're a completionist, go for it. 100%. If you're not a completionist, do not try to complete this game. I don't even say that because it's like hard. I'm just saying, like, it's not worth it. I don't feel like you get anything worth it. For like most common gamers, you can probably play through it once, maybe twice to get all the options and see what happens when you choose like a different option with the hero and the anti-hero choices. But even then, I feel like the choices aren't so crazy, you know, life-changing. Like I said, I think I was even a slightly bit disappointed with some of the evil choices. You know, you play through the game as a hero, and you already know what's going to happen every time you make the good choice, right? But I was so curious as to, like, how far is this game going to go when I choose the evil option? You know, I was always so curious, and I feel like most of the time I ended up being like, well, I guess that was kind of evil, but I wasn't that disappointed. But I wasn't that impressed by it. I was slightly bit disappointed. So in that case, I'd probably just look up a video on YouTube to see all the, you know, different dialogue options after you've played through the game once. But other than that, really enjoyed this game. As a game on its own, this is gonna be me rating it and how does this game stand, you know, playing it in 2020, you know, compared to all the other beautiful games that you have. At this point, again, for common gamers, you're probably better off just playing one of the newer Spider-Man games. Either do a Marvel Spider-Man or the Miles Morales game, honestly. Because this was considered one of the best games before those came out, and I can see why, you know. If I would have been talking about this game before any of those two coming out, I would say definitely play this one. Amazing. But you don't really have to, in all honesty. I would just play the newer ones if you're just a casual gamer. But if you love Spider-Man and you like achievements, I would go back and play this game. Even if you just want like that Spider-Man lore, or you were like, you can't get enough of Spider-Man, like, definitely play this game. I do not regret completing this game. Freaking awesome. Alright, everyone. On that note, I've been playing this game a crap ton. I am ready to take a break and do something else with my life. And then until I come back tomorrow, probably to play something else. But we'll see. I don't really know. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for everyone who joined me on the live streams. This game was a lot of fun to complete. So even though it had its ups and downs, I did have fun completing this game. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube and it is no longer live, please leave a like. Please leave a comment on what you think of this game. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe because we got a very awesome family here on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.